Hi everyone. This video is going to be an overview on how to do ankle rolls, which I know sounds kind of intimidating, but this is just in version and E version of the ankle. I'm actually going to be trying to roll your ankle at all. This actually will help if you have a tendency to roll the ankle. It can potentially be helpful, or it can just feel like a nice stretch if you have had those issues in the past. So what you're going to do is stand up nice and tall. If you feel like you need a wall to bounce, right, totally all right, because we are going to be doing one leg stuff at first. So you're going to shift onto one leg, right, body weight through one side, the other one's nice and de-weighted. You're going to plant that foot down, and then you're going to roll an ankle out to the side, right? So you're trying to think you're on the edge of your foot, right, feeling that tissue stretch on that outside edge, and you're going to come back and you're going to roll in, and again same thing, you're on the edge of your foot, in this case big toe, knuckle, and heel, so hopefully your arch will not be touching, and you're rolling it this way, outwards, inwards, outwards, inwards. Don't push the outwards one too much, right, because those tissues, while it is good to stretch them, they don't need to be too lax. The inwards one is really good to stretch because this one really fires up some muscles in your foot that are important to get nice and active. So just back and forth, right? Then back and forth with the other one. If you want to, you can kind of back and forth, and you just kind of roll it on through. You don't have to do that. That's just a way to kind of work on it and make it a little bit more fluid. Back and forth. If you're feeling really, really comfortable with this, right? If you're doing that, you're like, oh, super fine, not getting a lot of tissue tension, doesn't feel weird at all. What you can try is to do both feet simultaneously in both motions. So you want to make sure you're nice hip width distance, maybe a little wider depending on how much range you have. You're going to roll both feet out and rest here briefly, and then you're going to roll both feet in and rest here briefly. Now your knees will come together, which is all right, as long as you're maintaining that tension all the way up, outwards and inwards, out and in, right? I know it's a little odd to be training these motions because these are motions that can be similar to injury-causing motions, but that's actually why you want to train them, right? You need to have the body understand these positions, feel comfortable in these positions, be able to handle them, right? And then they're less likely to cause injuries. If you never put your foot in that position, except when you're stepping off a curb and rolling it, then it's much more likely that it's going to cause damage because the tissues are not used to it. If you're putting tissues into those positions regularly, much less likely to actually hurt you. Well, I shouldn't say much less likely. It is less likely to cause significant damage because those tissues are used to being in that kind of tensioned position. It's not to say like you're doing this regular is like you're never going to roll your ankles again. It just makes it so that your body has more capacity to handle that. But yeah, again, one foot, start, feel it out. Do that for a while. Make sure it's really comfortable before you try to do both. Just because you are putting potentially new forces through all those tendons, and they might not adapt as quickly as you can cognitively or as your muscles can. Tendons take a lot longer. So just be careful with it. Progress slowly. But it is a really fun exercise, or movement I should say, because back and forth. Even just doing one, it's kind of fun. You're just kind of wiggling your leg around. I don't know. I enjoy it. Try and have fun with it. It's good to try and enjoy the movements that you're doing. So